Jaffari is the Communications and Advocacy Coordinator for the occupied Palestinian territory at Ac-tion, and she's joining us from Bethlehem in the occupied West Bank. Thanks very much indeed for being with us. Tell us what your teams on the ground in Gaza are telling you about the conditions there after this appalling weather that we've been seeing there.
Thanks for having me. The winter exacerbates and increasing the suffering of Gazans people in Gaza. This winter is an additional suffering for the Palestinians in Gaza, in addition to their suffering from bombing, from starvation, from the lack of adequate humanitarian aid, from the displacement. Winter this year is not a welcomed gust for many Palestinians in Gaza, as they, millions of them, more than 1,300,000 people are now in the open with weak and weak tents. More than 20 persons live in one tent, which is of nylon that couldn't protect them from this severe stormy and rainy weather. People are flooded with water inside their tents in Rafah and any other parts of Gaza after the huge displacement for many residents who were displaced from north and from the middle areas of Gaza and headed to Rafah for seeking shelter and for seeking safety, while there is no safe places or safe zones in Gaza. When they left without warm or winter items, when they left their homes, when they were displaced, they left with warm and with summery clothes. As we know, the weather during October and November in Palestine is hot and is not cold, so they left only with summer clothes, and they do not have the time and do not have the priority to take their belongings. There were only priority, their top priority at that time to fled and to escape from bombing and to go to other places. So, and under the lack of winter items in Gaza, children are without warm clothes, women are without warm clothes, and sometimes they cannot find even second-hand clothes to buy from the local markets due to the limited humanitarian items that allowed to Gaza, and due to the prevention of commercial items to enter Gaza. So
forgive me for interrupting you, but I wanted to ask you about this issue of trying to get aid to the people who are clearly desperately in need of it, particularly as the temperatures are dropping and the weather is getting worse. We have been reporting that there has been a limited amount of aid that has been getting into the Gaza Strip. Are you and your teams able to give that to the people who need it? And how is it possible to get clothing to people who, as you say, don't have any? They're only there in summer clothes and they've lost many of their winter clothes as their homes have been bombed.
We tried to respond to winter needs of the people during November and the beginning of December, but our response was limited to the availability of winter items in the local market in Gaza. You know, the humanitarian aid that are allowed to Gaza does not include some of it winter items. Most of it are food and water and some medical supplies. So we tried to respond with the available capacities and with the available items in Gaza. We tried to provide some warm clothes for women, for children, and some blankets and some mattresses and some other items. But again, we are bound, we are restricted with the availability of those items in Gaza.
Riham Jaffari, we appreciate you being with us on Al Jazeera. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you.